Okay. Hello, everyone. I think we just wait for the other people for a few minutes, and then we can start the AMA today. Oh, hello. I see some familiar names here from our community. Yes, thank you for spending time joining us today. Just please wait for a few minutes. I think the other people they are coming to our AMA today. So please, you guys, wait for a few minutes. Okay, I think it's time to start now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first AMA with Bifrost Finance today. And I see a lot of people are joining us today. Thank you very much for your time joining us today. And we are very happy to have you guys here today. Before starting our AMA, I would like to give you a quick introduction about Bifrost. So as you may know, Bifrost is the Polkadot ecological DeFi basic protocol, and it is committed to becoming an infrastructure for stacking assets to provide liquidity. And Bifrost has launched the derivative V token for staking and crowdloan. And talking about fundraising, it has obtained more than 2 million US dollar in funding from various well-known ventures. For example, the NGC Venture, DFG Venture, Longhedge Venture, and Hypersphere Venture, and the others. Bifrost is also a member of the Substrate Builder Program, uh, uh, a member of Web3 Bootcamp, and it also received some grant from the Web3 Foundation. So everyone, can you please help me to welcome our special guest today, Mr. Tyrone? He is the Bifrost Council member and also a product manager at Bifrost. Hello, Tyrone, my friend. Thank
Hello.
you for joining us today. And
Hello, Ryan.
it is our honor to have you here today. Can you please help me to say hi to our audience today?
Yeah, for sure. It's my pleasure to be here, and this is the first time we have AMA with SubWallet, so it's our pleasure, and very nice to be here.
Okay.
Glad to see you guys here.
Okay, thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, my friend. Everyone, our AMA today will have two sessions. In the first session, I will be asking Tyrone some general question about Bifrost, about the problem that Bifrost is trying to solve, and also some question about Tyrone experience with the Bifrost journey. And in the second session, it will be your time. Uh, our valuable audience today to ask some of your question that you have in mind. And please remember that today we will be rewarding the best question for you guys. So please prepare your best question to us, and you can get rewards. So guys, are you ready for the first session? Tyrone, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is, can you give me some background about your experience in the crypto market?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I used to know Bitcoin in 2015, I think. So at that time, I was get very interesting to about it, and during my um, college time, actually, when that time actually had a Bitcoin analytic, the dissertation about it, and
Uh,
so that's the reason, or we can say that's the that's the entrance
okay.
from for me to go to Bifrost, and then I found out the Polkadot ecosystem. So that's very enthusiastic for me, and actually, yeah, that's my experience on that.
Okay, that's interesting to hear. So, but I wonder how did you get involved with Bifrost, and can you share your experience with the Bifrost journey so far?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, before I get into Bifrost, I was working in um, working in the news public of blockchain news, blockchain news
Okay.
company. So
Yeah.
that time we had an AMA with the co-founder of Bifrost, Lopez. So um, yeah, so I got familiar with the Lopez first, and then I'm actually very interested in the logic of blockchain. So then I get into Bifrost, and
Okay.
so yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So, do you have any challenges when working at Bifrost, and how did you overcome that?
Uh, Actually, not for me. Actually, it's not for
Okay.
me as an individual. It's for the whole team. We have faced a lot of challenges,
Mhm.
especially for during the substrate development.
Okay.
Lots of troubles you haven't met before, or we can say others developers they haven't met before. So there's not existing solution for
Okay.
some specific questions. So I have to say to solve this question, it takes a long time and takes a lot of cost from us. And um, but at the same time, we actually getting material from solving these questions that haven't been met before. So that's a great start.
So, but how did the idea of Bifrost come about, and why did you choose Substrate and Kusama to deploy on, but not a different blockchain?
All right, Bifrost is uh, actually it's a bridge in Asgard,
Yeah.
you know, in the story of European. So um, so the bridge means actually we can transport the assets to anywhere we like, and in the decentralization of blockchain ecosystem, actually the bridge is not only the bridge to transfer the asset, but it's another being for transport the assets of derivatives, but not only the bridge. So we are actually transferring the uh, derivative and some wrapped assets for the or for its original being. So that's why we call it Bifrost, and we are trying to solve now is a lot of staked assets in different POS blockchains, and we actually want to uh, release the liquidity for those staked assets.
Yeah. So why not another blockchain? Why did you choose Polkadot and Kusama blockchain?
Yeah, great question. When I get into Bifrost, this has already developed the Bifrost in Substrate. So I think that's a question also why we chose Substrate to do the chain, right? Um, actually, using Substrate is actually a brand new framework
Yeah.
for the coding, and that actually is more, what we can say is more customized than smart contract, than the EVM, and then the solidity. So uh, that's all. And the other reason why we deploy in Kusama is Sub3 framework is naturally, fit for Polkadot ecosystem and the power chain. So being a power chain, we will actually save a lot of cost to build up a chain by ourselves to maintain you know uh, consensus mechanism to avoid the attacking of a race of staking and validating by using our own chain. That what takes a lot for the maintaining. So that's the reason why we chose the power chain and Kusama as the premier blockchain for the Polkadot ecosystem.
Okay.
So we would like to join it at the beginning. So that's the we can say that's the general strategy from our end, and I think that was a very right direction from that time.
Okay. So can you explain about the SALP and its mechanism? So how does it work, Tyrone?
Okay, SLP full name is Slot Auction Liquidity Protocol, and it directly point to the crowdloan of Kusama and Polkadot ecosystem. So the crowdloan is actually users to loan their assets for any power chains they like, and to actually like a DAO to select a power chain, select a
Mhm.
project to be in a power chain. So it's kind of like a like a DAO crawl. So if a project want to be a power chain, they need to attract users to loan the asset for them, to loan the token and deposit for them. So it will takes 48 weeks to 16 to 96 week,
Yeah.
and during the time the token cannot be redeemed or cannot be transferred. This pledged on day, and
Yeah.
after the time your token will be redeemable, and if the power chain wins the auction, so after 48 or 96 week, your
Yeah.
token will be redeemable. But during this time, your token is staking there, is actually pledged on there, no liquidity. And what we solve is using the SALP protocol
Yeah.
to issue and generate derivative for you underlying token. So uh, your underlying token have the liquidity with as a format of existing derivative. So you can hold the derivative or trade the derivative or transfer it to others. So whatever. So, but the liquidity is yours. But the cost is the time of you of you of your underlying assets to be redeemable, and that's the liquidity cost. That should be 10 to 30% discount reflected in the derivative. So if you ever join the Ethereum 2.0 staking, and Project Lido provides the liquidity for Ether 2 staking. So you should know that the staking time is not clear, and it may be 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, but Lido issued the derivative for users. So you can have the liquidity during the staking. So that's the same logic.
Yeah. Okay. So how about the V token? How can it provide liquidity?
Yeah, V token is another thing. V token is point to staking for all the POS chains. So POS chains using staking as the security for the chain, and pledge assets and pledge tokens liquidity is from V token. We call it voucher token, actually. So if you stake for any pulse chain, and you will get the V token on Bifrost. And the V token is kind of like like I said, the leader one, the derivative, and and the V token will take not much time to do the redemption. For the POS mechanism, often the redemption time from 7 days to 30 days, I think. So in Polkadot, it's 28 days. In Kusama, it's 7 days. So, which means your opportunity cost, or we can say the pledge time cost, will be very limited. So, the derivative price will similar to the original asset price. So with fully liquidity, because the users of staking is millions, actually billions, what we can say.
Yeah.
So that's very huge market on it.
Okay. So as I know, the Bifrost was running the collator node beta test for the last week, and I see a lot of people excited about that. And can you share more about the beta test of collator node?
Oh yeah, collator node is the staking mechanism in Bifrost. So collator is actually they not validate, but they actually checking the blocks statue for validators. So they are doing jobs to produce blocks in Bifrost chain, and they need some pledge on their nodes. So the users who pledge their assets is delegator, or we can say staker on Bifrost chains, and all the staking assets is Bifrost native token BNC.
Yeah.
So the collator testnet is to test all the functions and stability for the the main calculator, and it actually was very success. Nearly about 7,000 users
Really?
to do the delegator, and fully of 64 collators will produce the blocks at that time. So that was, I think that's stable for the testnet, and we will actually launch the midnight collator in the Tuesday of next week. So that should be 22nd of March.
Okay.
So yeah, that will be an exciting time to announce it. So and in the following SubWallet, we can say that's a very user friendly and experience friendly wallet for all the parachains. So I think most parachains will have staking mechanism. So as well as SubWallets also support the staking function for the parachain, as well as Bifrost. So we can be excited about it, and these functions will be very easy to use on SubWallet, I think.
Yeah. So actually, we are working on the staking feature for the BNC, so that the user can see the staking, their staking on the SubWallet. Okay. So another question is that. So do you have any plans to extend the Kusama parachain when it is retired? Or maybe you have any plan to run a campaign to secure a Polkadot parachain instead of Kusama parachain in the future?
All right. Our strategy is to get another Kusama parachain the following,
Parachain. Okay.
and after, no, not say after, during the Kusama parachain, we will find it, suitable time to get into the Polkadot auction when the crowdloan is not so expensive, and I think that's a good strategy because we only have one mainnet, so Kusama is one mainnet, and if we bid for the parachain and wants the parachain, so we will actually teleport all the information from Kusama to Polkadot and transfer the Genesis block from Kusama to Polkadot. So all the informations and status will smoothly transfer to Polkadot, and that's the reason why we did not draw to the Polkadot at the first time, and
Yes.
we will continue for the Kusama one.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to ask you one more question about the future roadmap. So what can you tell us about the future of Bifrost, and are there any partnership or collaborations that you want to share with us?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. For now, the collaboration with Bifrost and SubWallet is the one example. It's one advanced example by now. I think we are starting the Bifrost ecosystem, and is not only Bifrost. Is for the parachain ecosystem, I think. So we can see a lot of wallets, a lot of services, monitor, analytics, and that project can provide money markets and liquidities come to the Polkadot ecosystem and do the components for the parachains. So that's a good starting. That's it's very well view from the Polkadot ecology, and for Bifrost we actually to be in the protocol, but that's a fully decentralized protocol that can be integrated by any of partners, can be integrated with any of other protocols, can be easy to use by users. So we are not generally focused on the on the app or dApp in Bifrost set, but we will actually building up a protocol that can be easy to be integrated by any other uh, whatever front end integrators or back end integrators. So maybe you can see a lot of front end integrated with Bifrost SLP or SLP, and and you will also see a lot of functions that integrated by wallets like SubWallet, and we also provide all the SDK and code up functions and the public open source, and so Bifrost just running the chain and will come to all the other usage functionality coming to us. So that's a little bit different for with with the other projects. We just want to give out all this logic to to the blockchain world.
Yeah. Okay. I see a lot of people are asking on the chat box, so maybe it's time for us to move on the second session. So thank you very much for very clear and detailed answer about Bifrost, and also share with us your exciting journey with Bifrost. So now, everyone, are you ready? I see a lot of you post your question in the chat box. And now if you have any more questions, please type your question in the chat box now. And Tyrone, can you help me to pick up the question that you want to answer, and the question that you think is important and your favorite questions?
Yeah, for sure. Just let me have a brief view on it.
Yeah, okay, so take your time.
How do we view? That's from PolkaPulse. How to view the assets deployed in the EVM of parachains like acala, astar, and moonbeam.
Okay.
Yeah, this one. I think these assets, the EVM assets from Ethereum, I think, and that's kind of like a character of a bridge from our side to Polkadot ecology, and Bifrost actually is now integrating with Moonbeam to open up the HMP channel and to open up the bridge with them to bridging up the XC token of Moonbeam, which is the transferable asset format from EVM to Sub3 asset. So that's very important. For example, the Ether actually deploying in Moonbeam as smart contract, and through the Moonbeam, the Ether can be transferred to XC Ether and bringing it to Sub3 ecosystem. So it will come to Bifrost parachain in the near future. All right. So that's very important. And I think, yeah, Moonbeam is the one.
Okay, so that's the first question. Congratulations to PolkaPulse. And to the second questions.
Is Bifrost will launch on multi-chain?
Multi-chains.
Is Bifrost will launch on multi-chain? It's from WPG channel.
So, okay. This one? That's a good question.
That's a good question, yeah. Actually, Bifrost will absolutely launch on multi-chain, but it's not kind of like a deploy smart contract on this chain or on that chain. It's kind of issue the derivatives of, like, say, Solana. So that's going to be V Solana on Bifrost chain. So we issue the derivative on all chain, and the derivatives can be teleport to Solana as the other kind of like multi-chain deploying, but is from the asset level, but not the protocol level.
Okay. So congratulations to the second winner. So let's choose the third question.
My third one. Okay, I'm trying to choose some reasonable ones.
Yeah, okay.
Give me 1 second. Okay, here's the one. And what's the advantage for joining the crowdloan through Bifrost and others? That's from Giki Run.
What is the advantage? I'm finding it.
It's from Giki Run. What's the advantage
Okay,
for
I see.
joining the crowdloan? So, yeah. So I have to say, a Bifrost SLP is a fully decentralized protocol that supports crowdloan. So the logic is we fully using the substrate functions. So the step one with uses cross chain Kusama from relay chain to Bifrost chain, and then you will actually using XCM to transfer the Kusama from Bifrost to the crowdloan address, and then the derivative will be generated in Bifrost chain. So that's fully decentralization that monitored by XCM palette. So that's the advantage. That's that's no trustable, and you don't have to trust the multisig, and that's really running over by the logic of backend.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So another one, right?
Yeah. We have this is the third one, right?
And it was the third one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we have two more winners.
Here's from Toga Ozik, I think. 10:30 p.m. What took my attention is abilities by VS Bound as independent trading and portfolio trading. Which one is more popular among
This one.
holders users? 对 Yes. So I think you are a deep user for for SLP protocol. I mean, I think you fully understand the VS Bond features and the entities of it. So, VS Bond market is especially for the VS Bond as a non-fungible token. So it deserve a market to treat it as a pending. Oh, it's a pending order market. So as you said, VS Bond as independent trading and portfolio trading, and uh, actually in the near future, I think the problem of VS Bond now is lack of liquidity for the VS Bond. So it actually improve, or we can say it raised the sales code for users to use it, and it's not very friendly experience from my view. And we in the next version of operating of SLP, we will add a function that you can switch VS dot to VS bound. So you can capture two tokens liquidity by one and give another usage for the VS bound. So I think at that time more users would like to trade it but not holding it. So we just want to stimulate the liquidity for the derivatives.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have one more. The final one.
Okay. Um, Since I want to choose another question with different audience, but Okay. Sorry, I missed that one. Okay, it's from Lagoon, 10 and 19 p.m. So, is it possible for Bifrost to create an NFT for users? And you also, I think you also asked about, yeah, is this possible for Bifrost to create an NFT for users? Yes, of course. But we absolutely create an NFT, but in advance we have clearly imagine about how to use the NFT and what's the usage of it. But instead of just create one, but and then we don't manage it, so it's useless. Um, we have to know what the NFT have the combination with DeFi and with especially with derivative of Bifrost. So then we will issue it, and they will be valuable for users. So once we have the point with NFT, and we will announce it, and I think that has been involved in the milestone of this year, and we are trying to find a great NFT, collaboration team to do that, and please, be expecting about it, and that will be fully um, with functionality with Bifrost product. So yes.
So talking about NFT, maybe we can partner together because we have our artists here, and we are minting some NFT on Remark 2.0. So maybe we can talk about that later on.
Yeah, definitely, we would like to do that. So I think if the NFT can be, integrated in SubWallet, and it will also be fully added the entity for the NFT if you're using it in Bifrost chain. So you will have some, you know, exclusive usage on the NFT.
Yeah,
Maybe you will have the boosted up when you're doing the farming in Bifrost chain, so it can be recognized by SubWallet, and I think that's doable.
yeah, okay. So we can talk about it later, and maybe we can come up with a surprise for our users, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's the final question, the final winner. So I think it's awesome for today. And guys, thank you for joining us, joining our AMA today. And we are really appreciate your time and your support today. And also a special thank for Tyrone, my friend, for joining us today. Uh, all the winner, can you please join SubWallet Discord channel and send us your Bifrost addresses, and our team will verify and send your reward later. And Tyron, can you say last word with our audience today?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ron. Thanks for hosting, and thanks SubWallet users, and some of them are Bifrost users. I'm very surprised. So please be expected for the SLP version 2, and it will be more user friendly, and Bifrost will release more about corporations and the grant program this year, and we will have notable collaboration with SubWallet. You will easily use the SLP and SLP in SubWallet, and please be expected for collaboration between us, and we will announce it once it's any progressing. So thanks again, and very nice to be here.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you, you guys. And it's time for stop our AMA today.
Great,
Bye.
great.
Yeah, bye.
All right, see you then.
Yeah, see
Bye.
you then.